This channel is sponsored by Pro Football Focus. NFL, college, and fantasy data for every player, every play, every game. Visit ProFootballFocus.com to learn more. At 5-7, the New Orleans Saints head to Tampa Bay to take on the 6-6 Tampa Bay Buccaneers from Raymond James Stadium. The Saints need to win inside this division if they have any hope of making the playoffs. Mark Ingram is back. That's a huge, huge asset for this team, and we hope to get a good impact out of him early. We're not going to throw him right into the fire and have him go 25, 30 carries this week. Obviously, we don't run the ball that much anyway. But we are going to get him some good touches and work him back into rotation. As we are underway, it's a short kick from Thomas Morstead, and Humphreys will take it out to the 29-yard line. A lot of wind so far today, and we'll start things off from the Buccaneers' 29-yard line. Here comes Jameis Winston, 65%, 2,700 yards, 26 touchdowns to 7 picks. He has been dynamic so far this season, but the Bucs are only 6-6. They hope to turn that around. Thanks in part to him, and thanks in part to Doug Martin, as Martin's not going to go very far. We're going to take a look at the Buccaneers' starting offense. On the line, it's a young group that needs to prove itself. Donovan Smith, DeMar Dotson, and Ali Marpet make up the impact players. Mike Evans, Doug Martin, Austin Seferian-Jenkins, and Vincent Jackson make up the weapons. 2nd and 9, complete to Austin Seferian-Jenkins. They almost traded him and almost released him mid-season after a DWI, but they decided to hold on to him, and he's really blossomed in the second half of this season as Martin is stopped by Dannell Ellerbe. 3rd and 5 from the 44-yard line. Coming out from under center, Winston, he's going to drop back, finds Jamison Crowder, who cannot get very far. That's going to be a punt as Winston just let him a little bit too far. Here comes Drew Brees for the Saints, 67.3%, 3,800 yards on the season. Brees has done a lot for this team, but they've still only managed to muster 5 wins. 2nd and 6, complete to Coby Fleener. Fleener has gotten open as they love those tight ends, but he has had a lot of drop issues, 12 drops so far this season. That's the first handoff to second handoff to Mark Ingram. In return, we're going to take a look at the Buccaneers starting defense. It's anchored by Gerald McCoy, Clinton McDonald, Robert Ayers, and William Golston. At the linebacker core, second-year linebacker Quan Alexander, Levante David, and the veteran Darryl Smith. In the secondary, it's Grimes and Vernon Hargraves, Conti, and Bradley McDougald. 3rd and 7 from the 42. Brees working out of the shotgun. Steps up, throws a touch pass to Fleener, who does not get both feet in bounds, just turns upfield and costs them a big 3rd down conversion. 2nd and 2 for Winston. Nobody's open. Looking deep, and Tyler Davison in on the sack. 3rd and 12 from the 20. Winston has time, throws to Mike Evans, who makes a great grab on the sideline to extend the drive. 1st and 10. Winston to Vincent Jackson. Takes a hit from Stephon Anthony, but Winston's 5 for 5 for 50 yards. 2nd and 8. Martin on the comeback, and Martin's cutback doesn't get him very far. A slow start for the former muscle hamster. 3rd and 8 from the 48. Winston checks it down to Crowder. He's not going to get the first. He's met by P.J. Williams. Aguayo on from 60 from the left hash. Wind very much so in his favor. The hold from Mike Glennon, and this one will not hook back. It is no good, and the Saints take over out near midfield. Tim Hightower in with 2 tight ends, and Kuhn in the I formation. It's a fullback fake, pitch to Hightower, who has the first and a little bit more. He'll pick up about 6 on that carry. 2nd and 6 from the 34. Give us to Ingram on the off-tackle handoff, and Ingram powers his way for about 4 yards, setting up a 3rd and 2 from the 30-yard line. Brees looks, finds Willie Snead, quick check down, and that'll take us down to the 2nd quarter of play. 2nd and 5 from the 19. Brees Scans, throws, finds Fleener, and Kobe Fleener is in. Touchdown, Saints. They are on the board first at 7-0. On the next possession for the Buccaneers, Winston climbs the pocket, finds Doug Martin. Nobody was open downfield. Some pretty good defense by the Saints, forcing him to check down. 3rd and 2 from the 33, play action fake. Winston looks, throws for Safarian Jenkins, and he can't hold on through the hit from Dejon Smith. 2nd and 9 from the 43-yard line. Brees adjusting the play. He's going to drop back. Looks, fires over the middle to Michael Thomas, but that pass is broken up by Brent Grimes. 3rd and 9 from the 43-yard line. Come out 3 wide. Brees out of shotgun. Under siege. Throws for Fleener. And Fleener drops another one. His 13th drop of the season. Morstead to punt. It's blocked. It's recovered by the Buccaneers. And Jasper Brinkley will return this one for a touchdown. A huge blocked punt. Could that be a momentum shifter here? 2nd and 1. Winston on the read option keeper. Gets away from Devontae Harris and gets out to the 39-yard line. The Saints' defense is porous to say the least, but they do a pretty good job in zone coverage. 1st and 10, pass to Mike Evans, and Dejon Smith broke it up. Just got his hand in there and deflected it. Dejon Smith making some big plays so far in this ballgame. 2nd and 10 from the 39, Winston rolls out, throws. It's caught by Safarian Jenkins. Austin Safarian Jenkins out to the 32 of the Saints. That will move the chains. 1st and 10 from the 32. Winston. Give is to Martin. Gets away from Onyemata. And Doug Martin picks up the 1st down and more. The Duggernaut getting it done. 2nd and 10 from the 19. Winston. Looks, throws the fader to Vincent Jackson, but Delvin Breaux punches that one out. Incomplete. 3rd and 10 from the 19. Jameis looks, throws for Martin, who takes a hit from Stephon Anthony. Just a quick little check down, and that will lead Aguayo onto the field for a field goal. This time, he drills it, and it's 10-7. Tampa Bay takes their first lead of the afternoon. With 5:34 left, it seems that Fleener is out. Chris Manhertz and Josh Hill are in. And the pass is to Michael Thomas, who is trying to break the team single season receiving record. We'll get to that in a little bit later. 2nd and 10, pass. That has to be pass interference on the Bucs. Lots of contact. No, they're just going to call a hold on the Saints. Teron Armstead is the culprit. Not really sure what was going on there, not to throw a flag against the Buccaneers. 2nd and 20 from the 40. Brees to Snead. He's not going to pick up the first, but he's going to get really close. 3rd and 1 from the 40-yard line, offset I. Ingram on the give. Powers his way forward, and Mark Ingram on his 7th carry of the afternoon has a 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 39. Ingram on the give. Weaves his way through the defense. Mark Ingram on his feet and tripped up from behind and down to the 12, but a flag was thrown. And it's an illegal block in the back on Andres Pete downfield. Unacceptable. And Andres Pete is actually on the sideline after that play. Jari Evans in at right guard. Pass to Michael Thomas, as Thomas has the 1st down out to the 10. 2nd and goal from the 6. Brees to Ingram. Lowers his shoulder and down to the 2. Inside 2 minutes left. 3 tight ends on the field. Brees motions Manhertz out wide. 1-on-1. Lofts it up to Manhertz, the former basketball player, and he high points that for the touchdown. Watch it one more time. Working against McDougland. And Chris Manhertz just absolutely elevates over him for his 1st touchdown. It's 14-10 with 55 seconds left. 3rd and 11, and the Buccaneers are trying to pass. And he's going to be sacked by Davison once more. The Saints don't call a timeout. Odd decision with the wind in their favor. Anger on the punt. The wind against him. Cadet's going to field this one at the 50. Travaris Cadet gets out to about the 42. They have 2 seconds left. Lutz on from 59. The kick is up. And it is good. And the Saints head into the half with the score 17-10. Not bad, making the most of that opportunity. Who will come out on top? Find out right after this. And we are back. The answer to last week's trivia question is, who holds the most first-team All-Pro selections for the Saints in franchise history? The answer, Jari Evans, who has 4. This week's trivia question, who holds the single-season receptions record for the Saints? And how many? Do not look it up. Make your guesses below. Michael Thomas is challenging it. 2nd and 19 from the 24-yard line. Brees. Ingram in the backfield to give us to Ingram. Mark Ingram gets some blocks. Mark Ingram down the field. The 20-10-5 touchdown. Mark Ingram. Welcome back. 76 yards for the score, and it's 24-10 thanks to that huge run by Mark Ingram. 2nd and 10 for the Bucs. Pass to Mike Evans working against P.J. Williams. And Williams has just been atrocious so far this season. He's made some plays, but not enough. 1st and 10 from the 48, give us to Martin. And Doug Martin running hard. 9 carries, 35 yards on the ground thus far. 1st and 10 from the 27. Winston, under pressure, finds Doug Martin out of the backfield. He has the first down and a little bit more, because that's a 15-yard gain. Doug Martin, 4 receptions for 31 yards. He's doing it through the ground and the air. 2nd and 8, Martin on the give. Gets away from Von Bell. And Doug Martin out to the 7. 3rd and 5 from the 7. Winston, quick drop back, throws to Vincent Jackson for the score. Make it 24-17. The Buccaneers still trail, but only by a score. 3rd and 11 from the 35. Brees to Josh Hill. Gets away. Josh Hill has the first down and can't get away from Vernon Hargraves. He almost did, but they do move the chains. 1st and 10 from the 49. Brees to Michael Thomas. That's a first down and a little bit more as he spins out of bounds at the 27-yard line. 2nd and 6 from the 24. 4:45 left in the 3rd. Brees to Chris Manhertz, and Manhertz takes a hit from Chris Conti, but that is going to be a first down. Moving the ball well. 1st and 10 from the 14. 3 wide. Brees looks, throws for Michael Thomas again, who falls forward for the first, setting up a 1st and goal from the 3. Next play, Brees throws a fader to Thomas, but Chris Conti hauls it in. A bad effort from Thomas, and that's an interception for Brees and a touchback. 1st and 10, Martin on the give, and Doug Martin with a spin out to the 34-yard line. He's starting to rack up yardage. Do not let that man get going. 3rd inch from the 44, give us to Martin again. Running against a 3-man line, did not stack the box, and the Buccaneers took full advantage. 1st and 10 from the 45. Winston on the drop. Looks, throws to Mike Evans. And Evans and the Buccaneers are driving and are a serious threat to tie this ball game up. 2nd and inches, Martin on the give. Stays on his feet and keeps going forward. That's 6 more as he's approaching 100 yards on the ground. Final play of the 3rd quarter. Winston to Martin. Has the first down and more! Breaks away! And Doug Martin has tied this ball game up. Juked out Kenny Vaccaro. Now the Saints are playing defense. 1st and 10. Pass to Michael Thomas. Flag is thrown. And Thomas is down, grasping at his left arm. A hold will negate that play. It's on Zach Strief. But Michael Thomas is hurt. And he's going right back to the locker room. That does not look good. 2nd and 17, another flag is thrown. What is going on with the Saints? It's going to be another hold this time on Brandon Coleman. Just came in for the injured Michael Thomas. 3rd and 19. They are just going to go for a draw to Daniel Lasco, who has about 6 or 7, just to move them a little bit off their own doorstep. 1st and 10 out towards midfield for the Buccaneers, who have completely claimed momentum. Winston to Evans, and Mike Evans finally gets the better of DeJohn Smith, who's locked him down for the most part in this ballgame. 2nd and 10 from the 31. Winston is back, throws the screen to Martin. Doug Martin breaks Smith's ankles, and DeJohn Smith has had a really tough time in the open field so far for the Saints. 3rd and 6 from the 16-yard line. They stack the box. Winston scans, rolls out. P.J. Williams brings him down just shy of the first. Aguayo on from the 10, so it's about a 28-yard attempt. The kick is up and it is good. That makes it a 27-24 game. Twin tight ends for the Saints. Snead in motion. Brees to Manhurts. That's a first down and a little bit more. And Michael Thomas will not be returning to this ballgame. 2nd and 5, screen to Lasco. Daniel Lasco out past midfield. And he does get the first down as well. Pretty even ball game for these two teams. 2nd and 8, Justin the play at the line. Brees to Hill, has the catch and is forced out of bounds after a gain of only 3, setting up a 3rd and 6. From the 42-yard line, Brees from under center will drop back as Snead, and Willie Snead with an uncharacteristic drop sets up 4th and 6 from the 42-yard line. He had the first down with ease. Brees tries to throw and is hit. Incomplete. Watch it one more time. Tim Lolito again completely dominated almost immediately. And the Saints turn it over on downs. 2nd and 9 from the 43. Winston to Martin. Has some running room. Spins out Kenny Vaccaro. And he's up to 21 carries for 129 on the ballgame. It has been all Doug Martin in this second half. 1st and 10 from the 45. Martin gets past the defense. Von Bell collapsed down. That is another rushing touchdown for Doug Martin. A 45-yarder, and it's a 2-score game. 2nd and 2 from the 45. Brees under pressure. No one is open. And that's incomplete. 3rd and 2 from the 45. 2:10 left. Brees to Coleman. Makes the grab and is brought down immediately. We're at the 2-minute warning. 1st and 10 from the 48. Brees dancing around, rolls out, throws to Cooks, and Brandon Cooks dips out of bounds after a gain of 7. 2nd and 3 from the 44. Saints have all 3 timeouts. Brees to Snead. Has the first. And a juke out to the 35-yard line. They're inside Lutz field goal range. After a spike. 2nd and 10 from the 35. Brees to Hill. Holds on in traffic. They're moving the chains and they're going to hurry it back up and spike it once more. Should get them about a minute and 22 seconds left. Maybe a little bit less. Okay, 120 from the 23-yard line. All 3 timeouts. Down by 10. 2nd and 10 from the 23. Brees. Nobody is getting open. And Brees just has to get rid of it as he is hit. 3rd and 10. Jake Lampman in. From the 23-yard line, Brees up the seam to Manhurts, and it's broken up. That is Chris Conti. A field goal from Lutz to make it a 7-point game with a minute 12 left. Kick is up. It is good. And now they go for an onside. They do have all 3 timeouts, so a defensive stop still is not out of the question. The kick from Morstead is recovered by Mike Evans. And they have to be careful. They are just outside Aguayo's field goal range. First and 10 from the 43. Hand off on the draw to Martin, who tries to get away, and he's going to pick up about 3. Timeout Saints. 2nd and 7 from the 40, I formation. Give us to Martin. Doug Martin breaks 2 tackles and falls forward for the first, and that is going to be your ball game. Final score is 34-27. The Saints fall to 5-8, with the Bucs improving to 7-6. More importantly than this individual loss, which might very well end their hopes of making the postseason, the Saints have lost Michael Thomas for the remainder of the season, the final 3 games, due to a dislocated left elbow. Really unfortunate, the injuries continue to pile up, and the Buccaneers win by 7 thanks to Doug Martin, 25 for 184 and 2 scores. Ingram, 13 carries, 108 in his first game back, hopes to have a better workload next week. It'll be interesting to see what the Saints do without Michael Thomas. Might put Brandon Coleman out wide, put Snead in the slot, we'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Moonlightswami. I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace!